Yo dogs, Bad Santa here. And after a night of delivering more coal than the Burlington Northern Railroad, there's nothing I like more than to kick back and play a little disc golf. But today the weather outside was frightful. And the fire was so delightful that I've decided to answer the question on everybody's mind. What's in Santa's disc golf bag? Well, of course it's red, and on the outside we've got everybody's favorite perspiration mediation device, the Smiley Whale Sack. And for those days when moisture is more of a problem, we've got the Infinite Disc waffle towel. And to be honest, unofficially, Santa's been on Team Infinite before there was a Team Infinite. You see, as much as I like to buy local, north of the Arctic Circle there are very few pro shops. Infinite Disc selection is unsurpassed. You're always buying exact color and weight. Their prices are reasonable. Their service, quite frankly, faster than a flying reindeer. But as long as we're talking about Team Infinite, Nicole was a very good girl this year because she now has her own signature disc. Congratulations, Pickle, on your signature Exodus. Very cool. Now, let's talk putters. Santa bags 3 molds, but one primarily does the lion's share of the work. You see, Santa is on Team Judge. And that's because judges are like Shakira's hips. They don't lie. Now, this one is a classic blend and it handles most of the pure putting duties. This one happens to be the Thurgood Marshall edition. And for my upshots, I prefer the Fusion plastic. And this one happens to be the New World Champs double stamp. Now, Little Paige throws these things about $2.50. Santa's twice her size, so he throws them about half as far. It's a big belly, folks, not a big arm. But as long as we're talking about these discs, let's get serious for a minute. Disc golf has enjoyed a real growth spurt in the last few years, and in this off season a couple of the big name pros have signed deals that are actually lucrative. But the reality is that many of the touring pros are barely covering their expenses, if that. They often abbreviate their schedule, travel regionally, couch surf their way across the country. And so it's great if you can offer them shelter and sustenance while they're there. I keep the stall right next to Rudolph, available just for disc golfers in the area. But all of us can purchase a tour support disc or a signature disc and make the pro scene a little more professional. Give the gift that's going to give twice. These pros are out there, they're entertaining us, they're inspiring us. So it's something that we can do that costs us very little and makes their situation a little better. And while we're at it, let's not forget the people who are bringing us the coverage. The camera equipment is expensive, their time is valuable. Put a little something in their stocking, subscribe to their channels, become a patron. Because again, all these people are making sacrifices. Little Paige has had to curtail or put her college plans on hold. And yeah, sure, she won a world championship. But someday, she's going to have regrets. Let's face it, someday she'll wake up and realize, with her size, she could have been an elf. But let's look at one more disc. Let's see, right here. Yeah, so the most stable driver in my bag, or at least the stable one I throw, is the Sexy Bird. Now, it's a great stable disc, but in all honesty, I'd probably bag it even if it wasn't, because Sexton is a smart guy. He took the advice that Santa offered all his kids. Marry a doctor. And he got a good one too. I've seen the woman play water casual, waist deep from the middle of a pond. If only she'd devote her life to finding a cure for terminal noodle arm. Anyway, Nate, if you're listening, just so you know, if you and Ian out there at Central Coast ever bring your little Champs versus franchise to the far north, Santa is throwing down the mitten. You can call it Champs versus Chumps, you can call it Champs versus Grumps, you can call it Champs versus Gramps. It won't matter. You can bring your Rickies, your Pauls, you could bring the entire stack of pages. Santa and his posse will show you that we're more than just the target audience for Depends undergarments and final expense insurance. But if you are traveling north, any of you, remember, global warming is just a fancy term for hungry polar bear. So travel with friends. Friends that you can outrun. Well, that's all from the north. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Play more disc golf. I've got to go out and get some practice in before the big day.